Hello, my name is Navigator. In today's video, we're going to be going over some recent collectibles that I picked up either online from eBay and Amazon. What else? Where did I go? Toy Fest in Rochester, New York, and Western New York Collectibles and That 80s Toy Shop in Tonawanda, New York, or Buffalo. But with that being said, let's get right into this. I'm going to get the two biggest things out of the way. This is going to be kind of just like a little throwback nostalgia purchase, but for 15 bucks, I was able to get these turn-of-the-century Buzz and Woody figures from Toy Story. Not really figures, but dolls. Buzz is really a figure, but you guys know the drill. These are like the OG Toy Story toys, and I figured I'd want these in my collection. If you're a toy collector, you know, movies like Toy Story and Small Soldiers, maybe even The 40-Year-Old Virgin for some of you. No, I'm just messing. They have a special meaning with toy collectors, so I always want to have those in my collection. The next thing that I did grab here from Amazon, I was able to manage to get the Hardy 2-pack, the tag team pack. However, I was away this week and it sat out in the snow, and the bottom here is a little wet, so I have it off camera here, drying out a bit. Next up here, in terms of scale, we were able to get the CM Punk Elite 16 figure. This thing is beautiful. Of course, this is the figure that they made the new Ultimate Edition on, and it is in absolute mint condition. This thing is beautiful. So now I have Elite 16 loose, the Ultimate loose, Elite 16 inbox, and the Ultimate inbox. So there we go. We've got the whole collection there. Super stoked to have that. Throw that off to the side. Next up here is going to be a bunch of loose stuff that we managed to pick up. I guess I'll go over Major Blood here first. Yeah, I can pull him out of here really quickly. This figure is actually like super expensive, and I was able to get him at like half of what his eBay cost was. But this is one of the coolest G.I. Joe classified figures that is out there, and I just had to get it. It's probably the last one that I'll add to my collection for quite some time, but I really wanted to have this figure. So cool with that eye patch, and the detail is great. So we did manage to get that. Let's see if I can get him back in the box. And of course, he has all his accessories and everything too. If you were curious, we'll throw him back down there. What else do we get from that 80s? Nothing loose aside. So yeah, from that 80s, it was Major Blood and the Elite 16. But from Western New York Collectibles, we actually managed to find this old SES Luke Gallows Elite. And if you guys know me, I'm a huge CM Punk fan. And I saw this vest on the back, and I had to grab this. Had to put it alongside my Elite 1 CM Punk. It is just too cool. You can see there's some straight edge stuff on the chest. I didn't even know this figure existed, and it's just so cool to have like a nice other Elite to add with my straight edge CM Punk. So we have that, which is so cool. At the toy show at Toy Fest, I managed to get a couple things. Number one was the Buzz and the Woody, but next up I was able to find, in just kind of like a bargain bin, this pretty beat up Elite Seth Rollins. I'm not sure what Elite it is. It's got some paint missing on the chin and the hair. But for the most part, the gear down here is okay. So I'm going to disinfect this, get some of the dirt and grime off. It has the tattoos there. It's just so cool. So I wanted to grab that. And then I also was able to find a Dean Ambrose basic. Any Dean Ambrose figure I can find, I will buy, as long as it's a good price. And speaking of Dean Ambrose, from eBay, we actually managed to get the old basic Elite basic Renee Young, now known as Renee Paquette. I've always wanted this for my AEW collection. She, of course, is Renee Paquette on AEW. Quite a frequent person on the show, so I figured I'd grab her, and she blends in fairly well with my AEW figures, so I'll throw her backstage with everybody else. What else do we have here? Another thing from the show, we were able to get, just for $5, this cool little G.I. Joe Action Pilot keychain. I'm not going to unbox this. I figured just keep it in the box, but this is so cool. For $5, I thought that was a great deal, and this is something that I really will treasure for quite some time. So we have that. What are we missing here? I think it's just the two things from eBay. Actually, this was not from eBay. This is from Facebook Marketplace. I was able to find this custom Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Anderson. It's pretty decent. The head is a little loose and a little big, but for like, I think I got it for like 25 bucks. I'm not complaining. There are no Mr. Anderson Elites, so this is fairly decent, and it's all blank, so I can just kind of do whatever I want with it. But pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Mr. Anderson or Mr. Kennedy. And next up here, the only basic or elite or really decent Tommy Dreamer WWE figure is going to be this Tommy Dreamer from a 2-pack. I forget what 2-pack it was, but we have this, and I'm going to kind of throw him in with my crowd. I'm a big ECW originals guy, and Tommy Dreamer, of course, is one of those. So I managed to find this pretty cheap. It's a little beat up, but I really don't care. I'm not really too particular about it. The face looks great, so that is all that I care about. Everything else is good. A little bit of looseness at the torso, but only a tad bit. Once you turn it, it's okay. But yeah, so this is a really cool figure. I wish they would make a Tommy Dreamer Elite, or I wish they had in the past, but this is the best that we got. So there's that. And then I think that's it, right? Yeah, we went over everything. So there you go, folks. That was everything that I picked up this weekend from eBay, Amazon, Toy Fest in Rochester, New York, That 80s Toy Shop in Tonawanda, along with Western New York Collectibles in Tonawanda or Buffalo, New York. But I will leave it there, folks. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.